Ongaifi, Namibia. Welcome to The Tribe on One Africa TV. My name is Shea Olenga, and this week on The Tribe, it's a recap on the MTC Knockout Project, where 13 Namibian personalities, from news anchors to members of parliament, took on the challenge to perform as some of Namibia's most talented musicians. Yes, Mama and Papa, we did the things. Joining us on the exclusive is Fikameni Matias, who is the corporate communications practitioner at MTC, plus Big Mitch and Khuro Milton to share on their experience as Twazis for the concert. But first, we must sweeten the deal with a hashtag Tribe Jive Challenge. Tag us in your video of you jiving to Namibian music anywhere in the country, and you could feature here on the show. Here is this week's Jive clip.
Salud.
Welcome back to The Tribe here on One Africa TV. On this week's Tribe exclusive, we are joined by Fikameni Matias, who is from MTC, to debrief us, on the MTC Knockout Project, which took place last weekend and had Namibian personalities strut their stuff. I mean, literally, with a live band and choreography for the world to see. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Shay.
This time it's not in the aspect of namas or what, it's the MTC Knockout Project. Yes. I want to congratulate MTC and their partners first for just putting out a phenomenal show, and what an awesome experience it was.
Thank you. It was indeed a very, very exciting show.
Yeah.
And while you thank us, we'd also like to thank the personalities and Namibia at large, especially the corporate industry that have come on board. And if anything, really, their support we appreciate, and the support of those who couldn't endorse a personality but support in any way. You have corporates that have supported us in kind, and to those who also say thank you, thank you, thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. The personalities were the ones who of course had to bring it on the evening. And I think, if anything, social media was up. Everybody called us saying congratulations, and we can only say thank you to the personalities and the artists and the entire team that have really worked on this amazing, amazing project. Yes.
Just a reminder to our audience as to why the MTC Knockout Project was established in the first place, especially this one in the fight against homelessness. Just take us back a few months, please.
Last year in particular, we sat down kind of like the MTC think tank and said, what can we do that's very exciting but also for a good cause, and that was the birth of the MTC Knockout Project, where we say on an annual basis we're going to address social ills in society. Last year we did it with GBV, and how do we address GBV in such a, it's of course a very serious topic. How do we address it in such a way that we allow people to have conversations around it, but come the night or that one day event also have something entertaining? So we put personalities in a boxing ring, and I think the results speak for itself. We had personalities from all different walks of life, and the message we were trying to push here was that, look, instead of throwing these punches on a vulnerable woman or a child who cannot perhaps respond or hit you back, of course hitting is wrong in the first place, throw them on somebody who would have been equally prepared and see how it feels. And I think the message we drove there was that gender-based violence has no place in society, and we should all put our hands together and fight it. So the second edition, we thought, okay, GBV, not necessarily that it's gone. If anything, really the cases that we continue to hear the past weeks, I think show that it's a longer journey than we anticipate, and it can only help if we both join hands. So this year, if anything, again, COVID just showed us flames. at the beginning of it, we had discussions around let's stay home, let's stay safe. And unlike you and I, who have a roof over our heads, after 5, there are so many of those brothers and sisters. We meet them on the traffic lights. Some we look at them as annoying. We don't want to give them a piece of bread or whatsoever they may ask. So we said, how do we address this? The figures of homelessness in Namibia are very high. They go to figure 500,000, and that's something very, very worrisome. And we are saying that as MTC, although our specialty is selling recharge vouchers, making sure you've got connectivity, these issues may not directly affect us, but as a corporate, very caring of our stakeholders, we sought to say, look, let's put our mandate aside and come across this issue. Let's call on other corporates who may not necessarily be in that field. You talk about corporates that have come on board, Namdia, you talk about NamPower, a power utility, and their responsibilities may not necessarily be that of answering to the plight of social ills in society. So let's come on board, forget all our boardroom differences and do this. How do we make it exciting? Let's pair up personalities again. This time around, we took personalities from different walks of life. People who don't sing, we paired them up with artists. Let them feel the comfort of that artist. Get out of your comfort zone. And that is particularly what the brothers and sisters on the streets are. You wake up at 8 or come to work at 8 knowing very well by 5 you will knock off, drive home, have dinner and go to bed. And that's comfort for you. Somebody wakes up not knowing who's going to give them a hand of bread or something. So let's also take these personalities. You've never sang before, you've never danced before, you've never performed on a stage before, you've never held a mic maybe to address a meeting, but not to sing and perform. So let's introduce you to this new world, and it's for a greater cause. Let's raise funds with it also, and let's see where it takes us. Above and all, it was a good event. We saw yourself, Sally Boss Madam.
Speaking about that one, in case you didn't have the opportunity to see the performances, let me hook you up with mine as Sally Boss Madam here on The Tribe. We'll be back.
Turn it up. Oh, yeah. I like to work this. Make you want more this. I make this too easy. Now they wanna be there. Ooh, it comes natural. Call me phenomenal. Street certified on my name. Watch me confusing this game. Slow now. You got me moving so slow now. Let me turn it up a little more now. You got me moving so slow. Turn it up slow now. You got me moving so slow. And let me turn it up a little more now. You got me moving so slow. Natural.
I'm feeling so bad because of I have been arrested. We are trying to sell to provide our kids with food, but the police they come to arrest us.
I was literally apprehended in Independence Avenue. I mean, there was no prior communications with the police or with Bonn or Benga Namibia. These guys literally just apprehended us on surprise.
And when you are talking in a manner that is exaggerated about brutality in this country, I should ask you in which country you live.
Yes, I can confirm that indeed there were 2 cell phones that were found after a search was conducted at the cells that the Fisherot accused us staying.
Do you understand the amount of money that the government has spent on the fight against COVID-19? Could they have spent 300 million on tracing people and managing people? Is that even possible?
Welcome back to the Tribe. Joining us on our exclusive this week is MTC Corporate Communications Practitioner Fikameni Matthias, filling us in on the MTC Knockout project. Now, we've spoken about the aim of it and how corporates are involved, but social media, like you mentioned, had themselves a ball of time. Do you have any idea on how many people were logged in from all over the globe to tune out or check out the Knockout Homelessness project?
We do not at this stage and at this date have the figures of how many people. We will announce that in the course of the week. Of course, together with the amounts raised, because that would be now from the ticket sales and the endorsements. So throughout in the course of the week, we'll come up with those figures. But what I can confidently say, yes, social media was up and fire. People were watching. I can confidently say we also had people watching outside the borders of Namibia. Our personalities also, I think, they have a followership of fans really outside the borders. And that's also one thing that brings me to, I know a lot of people are asking, what did we take into consideration and all that and that and that. Look, with regards to personalities, we just looked for people with a good standing in society, number one. Number two, people with a good reach and influence in society, be it workplace or social media.
Or
radio. So we're looking at people who can really help us carry the message. It's not about who and who. There are more personalities who can do that. But of course, if there's a cap of a number, we'll have to exclude. But with the next Knockout project, not yet knowing what it will be on.
I mean, you can also see from the previous Knockout project, it's not many that, it's only probably JJD.
Just JJD.
That was on, and Louis didn't get a chance to do his thing then because he had a medical emergency, but now he really stepped up and came through for this one. Now, do you have any idea, speaking of other personalities that would like opportunities, what the next Knockout project initiative will be focused on?
Had you asked me this question by last year after the Knockout project, I wouldn't have told you what it was going to be about.
10 steps ahead. I know you guys are cooking something.
But yes, we are cooking something. We will serve it very soon to the nation in a very beautiful dish. Of course, it will be something exciting, but again, it's for a greater cause. There are so many social ills. We cannot solve all of them at one day. There are so many organizations also doing the same thing. We do not necessarily want to replicate, but if we can hold hands again and come together, surely something exciting will be coming very soon.
Personally, I'd love to do this again because personally.
Depending on the challenge.
We can keep the same challenge. I would love to do this challenge again. Is there an opportunity for us to like fill up Senioma Stadium, maybe as soon as the restrictions are a little bit more lighter and more people can gather at venues, for example?
Look, if there's anything, I think even the last communication we've had on the show was around the numbers, and he said, look, there's a new normal now that we must all just make peace with. The request on filling up Senioma, we got those, and many others having the event out of Windhoek and all that. Unfortunately, at the moment, the new normal doesn't allow us to. But I think should the restrictions be lifted, we can surely put the proposal on the table and see, because we want a bigger audience. We want all Namibians to watch, because we also know not everybody had a smartphone to watch the event or that. So the bigger the reach, of course, will eventually buy in.
Don't worry, I'm game. I am game.
Good.
Is it possible for Namibians to still contribute to the cause? Because I know that throughout the concert there was the announcements of you can donate $20 by SMSing to this number and so on. Is it still open for Namibians to do that?
Yes. The line is still open. That's by SMSing the word knockout to 222 at the cost of $20 Namibian. I think that's one way that Namibians can really participate, unlike the corporates who we asked a minimum of 50,000 Namibian dollars. So the lines are still open, I think, for the next 2 weeks. So encourage Namibians to really come on board. And hence I say I cannot announce the figures because that line is also still open. So we implore Namibians to really come on board. It's a bigger fight. While you have a roof over your head. There's a brother out there who might not be really related to you, but let's learn to look out for each other.
Also, our future. We don't know what the future holds for our
Yes,
children.
exactly,
You know, will there
exactly.
be homes and will there be sustainable housing? So it's important that we all play our part.
Yes.
And it's our responsibility.
Correct.
Before we let you go, where can we go and watch the entire concert? Where can we go and laugh again at Mr. Isaac Hamata for performing as Victor Juice Boy? The Governor Share coming through doing Tulisan. It was really, it was hard. Eyes were crying, everything, not because of pain, but
Yes.
happiness. Where can we go?
Looking for, of course, a rebroadcast. There's been requests on, and it's something we normally do after a show, just to give a fair chance for the whole entire Namibia to really see what these personalities had to do on the stage. Many say they've embarrassed themselves. Maybe true to that, but I think it was for a good cause. We had a lot of things to laugh at, and it's a greater cause. So we're looking for a rebroadcast. We'll of course announce that as to when.
Yeah, on the social media platforms.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me and for always being willing to come through and share what work MTC is doing. And thank you for being a corporate that really does care about the nation and constantly keeping that connection. Doesn't matter what kind of a space it is in. We really do appreciate that. Even in a time like this, MTC can dig it out and bring us some entertainment. So thank you so much for your team, the corporates, your partners, and just the work that you do.
Thank you very much, Shay, and thank you, Namibia, for really also. We couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without the personalities. Every Namibian who sat in the comfort of the house watching the show, the corporates, everybody. So thank you very much.
Yeah. At the end of the concert, all personalities performed PDK and Black Box's Saka. Here it is on the Tribe. Don't laugh.
Hey. Black Box. You got it. Nowadays. Aye, 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 dingane, aye, 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 dingane, aye, 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 dingane, aye, 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 dingane, aye. Sakale, mati, sakale, mati, sakale, sakale, mati, sakale, 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 aye.
Be bolder with graphic tops. You and me never go out of style. Adult tops, only $59.99. Why pay more? Play it cool with kids tops from as little as $26.99. And babies tops, just $24.99. Get more in store this summer. Life's better with Pep.
Welcome back to the Tribe on One Africa TV. We are still talking the MTC Knockout Project on this episode of the show. Joining me to share their experiences are Namibian comedian Big Mitch as well as Huro Milton. This is the first time I actually have both of you on the show. I'm sorry we had to wait for MTC to make this connection. Oh, but we love you here. We've had you here somewhere.
We have, yeah.
So welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much.
From each of you, why did you choose to participate? Huro, we'll start with you in the MTC Knockout Project.
Well, mostly because there is a personal story behind it. Because I remember, the grandmother's house,
yes,
which is everyone's house.
Everyone's house, yeah.
So you know the house where we grew up in Dolam, Suka Street, Tamara 15. That's on his.
Yes.
So where we grew up, family fought, broke out, and the house was sold. It was so sad because literally we didn't know that the house was sold, and these guys were ripping the house apart one by one. And we, at some point, we had to sleep in a house with no roof. And we were like sleeping under the stars, which we're trying to make it fun, laugh about it. There were no curtains, there were no windows, there was nothing, And literally all of us, me and my cousins, ended up homeless, you know, and we didn't have a place to go.
Wow.
You know, we didn't have a place to sleep, you know. And I remember the final day when we were kicked out the Monday, we were all there with our bags in the street, wondering where to go, you know. And a sister of mine called me. She says, listen, I'm actually staying at a friend of mine's house, so my house is basically free if you want to, you know. And then I ended up staying at my sister's place. My cousins also had to figure out where they were going to go, you know. So when I got the call, I was like, you know what, there's a personal story to this, and I really just want to, you know, experience, just join and go on this wave, you know, and just,
That's amazing. Because you want to make a difference for people who are going through the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mitch, what's your story? What was the deal for you? Like, why
are you laughing?
What was your deal?
My deal was like it was during the lockdown, and MTC called me. I was like, I'm about to get paid. I'm about to get paid. Somebody's trying to put respect on my name. So they called me and they were like, Mitch, we're not going to pay you extra. And I was like, you know, it's lockdown. What do you mean you're not going to? I know it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
It's for homeless, to knock out homelessness in Namibia. I was like, okay, now I'm interested in this. Because I was almost homeless during this lockdown. I mean, a lot of artists were almost homeless. Because we always just got that money from our performances to have that crowd.
Public performances.
Yeah, you know, so we didn't perform for probably 4 or 5. We're in the 5th month now. And I was almost hit by that, like in the first month. In the first month, I didn't know what to do. Like, you know, my father told me this mouth is going to take you places.
Yes.
I had to lie to my landlord. I told him I'm in Dubai.
Dubai's
I'm in Dubai.
Wow.
But honestly, and one of the biggest things was I actually almost experienced that because he wanted me to get out.
Yeah.
But one of the things is like you said, in our household, like it always happens. So there was this grandma of mine, and her son actually took the house. You know how the kids come to you when they're working and they're like, no, Mama, I am actually working at FMB now, so I can take over the payments and installment of the house. I'll just send you the confrontation slips after this, and I will build the house for you, and just put the house in my name. And then after the person goes out there, gets married, you know, because we don't also check who you're getting married to. Now you don't have a place to stay, and your wife is like, we have a house in your name. And then you just go there and you tell your family to move out because the house is in your name. And your Oma doesn't know how to read those papers, and they had to move. So they were literally in the street, and these are my closest family, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it for them.
It was quite challenging, as both of you, you know, you've been on stage before, but not in terms of musicians and performing music. What were some of the challenges that you faced? What were some of the hard things through your preparation? And how did you prepare yourself for this? Let's start with how did you prepare yourself for this?
Oh, I'm already laughing because I want to say this part.
You know, yes, you can speak Damara and you can, you know the language. And you know, just the words sometimes was very difficult. And this one was like my mother, like lecturing me, Huro. It's how, and I'm like, yes, bitch, I will get it. It's like, and you start, amen. I'm like, yes, bitch.
He spent too much time on the plane, and now he thinks he's like, you know how the people take their
fly through it.
They're flying out.
You know, so it was really, I mean, not that much challenging per se. But it was interesting, you know. It was a fun journey. It was nice. There was not really much to do in terms of preparing because we were both scared for our lives for the dancing part. Because you know, Swazi was energy.
Yes, Swazis are known for dancing and energy.
How do they do that? How do they do that? How do guys go on stage and dance for an hour? I was tired in the first 30 seconds. I was like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. I have to handbrake. I have to go. It was crazy. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, no.
But we were smart about it, and you know, having a acting background, you know, I was like, you know, we were just like, you know what, let's incorporate that. You know, let's play on that. Let's bring drama in it. You know, let's act, and you know.
And some of the talents that came out, like Mitch, we didn't know that you could play the piano. Like that was sickening. Like you were so in tune with the Hot Pockets band. Like it was like, wait a second, is a guy really playing the piano? Is it your thing? Is it just something that's in the pocket?
Guys, even
just in case you need to put that card on the table someday?
Yeah, Tim didn't even believe that, but you always have to have some cards, man. You know, like, you know, that you have to put on the table. But I actually grew up in the church. I'm a PK. My father is a priest. And I actually am the church pianist. So I compose songs at church. And I just have been happily ever since I was 14.
Wow.
So playing something that I can hear is nothing.
Okay, now you know what? Now I'm going to put respect on your name, because when I heard that Mitch wanted to become a singer, I was like, no. And then you played the piano. I was like, okay, we can loosen it up. Maybe we can give him a chance to do so. Before I let you go, you've obviously seen your other colleagues' performances. You had the chance to watch backstage in the waiting area. What are some of the highlights that popped up for you guys?
All of them were wet.
It is unnatural. Madam, boss madam.
Oh my God!
I like to walk. Who does it take your hair?
All I want to say is that I have another form of respect for artists and what they do now after doing all that. But all the performance, the nice part about it was everybody was having fun. Everybody was having fun. And my favorite performance highlight is Boss Madam.
You don't have to say me. You can say...
No.
We are not trying to come on.
I'm doing that so you can call me back for another interview. So I have to mention you. So it was you, and then we had the other girl that was performing, Linus.
Yes.
And then we had the Damara Punch Squad. Colin Benjamin them.
And Harold the Quake.
Those guys went all out. I loved it. And Ricardo Manet.
Oh yes.
He incorporated the Okamaneti, and I was like, oh, that was awesome. That was my favorite.
No, for me, all of them were actually my favorite. I really, it's hard to choose, but everybody did such amazing things, and there was a little bit of surprise elements from everyone, from the outfits to the, the dancing, who did it. So, I mean, it was
and the Sakane, don't
Yeah, I think Saka was the one.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, of course.
Like, in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. I'll be doing it.
I mean, had it not been for COVID, I'm sure we would have been doing something like maybe filling up Karusura Stadium.
Absolutely. I look forward to that. It was awesome working with you and just being in a space with you guys. You are phenomenal personalities, and I love you both.
And
thank you so much for the hard work and effort, man. Thank you guys.
We have to take you guys.
Just book us, please. COVID has made us broke, so just book. Guys, look at me. I'm even ashy getting sad, but no cream. Book us so we can get some coins.
You're coming to Border National TV.
Keep the Tamarain.
Follow Big Mitch.
Don't let the Tamarain you come out.
Can I do my outro? Follow Big Mitch and Huru Milton on social media. Find out where they are going to be next to knock your socks off. Here is their Knockout Homelessness Project performance as Swazis on the Tribe.
Hello Namibia, my name is Adora and welcome to a brand new edition of the cool new show called The Entlagavan. On this show we get to know who our artists really are behind the scenes and what inspires them, what keeps them going, what makes them tick. What are some of your favorite sounds?
Trap music, hip-hop, hip-hop, Afro dancehall.
We came from a background whereby we were raised by our grannies, so it's not a shameful thing for me to do because we used to sell and the we would work from Fambolokasi to Okuriangala.
Wala Namibia, this is your boy Tulisan. Don't forget to watch the Ain't Like a Vibe TV show on One Africa Television.
waiting. Follow us on social media at The Tribe Namibia to catch up. From all of us here at One Africa TV, stay home and stay safe. Thank you for joining us. Until next week, Gengwes.